All right, welcome back to another episode of Torque. Today we're going to head out to the barn to put the body back on the chassis. Should be pretty exciting. So let's get to work. All right, we're prepping to put the body back on the chassis. So we have our body mount bushings. These are polyurethane made by Energy Suspension. So each one of these actually has a number on the back side, like this is 4287, and they have to go in specific locations per the chart that they give you. You have to make sure that these are in the correct locations. So you can see we've got them laid out. I'll go ahead and start putting them in place, and we'll get ready to drop that body on. All right, so we've got all the body bushings in place. I'll have to drop the motor and transmission in, get those bolted up, and then we should have that on an earlier episode, and then we'll drop this body on. You can see I've got yellow tape over here on the frame, and that's just for me to make sure to check the clearance between the body and my fuel line, pressure and return line. So hopefully I've got clearance there, otherwise I'll be pulling the body back off and adjusting the lines to try and get a little bit more clearance. All right, so we're still prepping to put the body on the chassis. I had to do a couple of things. Fuel lines, I had to cut them to length and put on the ends, so we're all hooked up on the fuel tank, and then also this is the vent line. These are -8 lines. I know that's pretty large, but the engine is supposed to put out close to 600 horsepower, so I want to make sure that it wasn't going to starve fuel, or if we decided to upgrade, that we would have enough fuel for that. So let's get ready to set this body on. All right, so now that we have the body back on the chassis, now we need to work on the trunk. Not that kind of trunk. All right, we're going to install the trunk. Make sure that you have somebody to help you out on this. And make sure you put something up here at the top, or put something on the corners of the trunk lid itself, just in case someone slips and it goes down towards the body. So we're going to grab the trunk lid and start installing it. All right, we got the trunk all mounted up, and we got the gaps exactly where we wanted them. They're as close as we can possibly get them. I will show you, I did install the trunk weather stripping, and I'm not happy with this. It's a little bit too stiff, and what's happening is I can't even get close. So that's with a little bit of pressure. You can see how big that gap is. So what I'm going to do is probably shave that down a little bit, and I'll have to replace it a later time with some better weather stripping. You can also see in the trunk, you can see that the fuel tank, I did cut this access years ago so that you'd be able to access everything on top of the fuel tank. And if you're wondering what's inside the trunk, those are a couple of speaker enclosures that I put, one for a 10-inch sub, two 6x9s, and the reason I did that is so that I could mount them a little bit lower so that the package tray would be completely flat. I think they worked out pretty well. They look pretty good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope to see you guys on another episode of Torqued.